Hello and welcome to another guided tour. This one is of a new house that's just been added to the game called Hiddenspring Cottage, and it's really pretty. It's not one of the larger houses in the game, but it is a really quaint little cottage. So I'm going to give you a guided tour of everything that I've done with this house. So you sort of port in here through this sort of cave entrance, and you've got this really pretty little bridge, humpback bridge, which I think is really sweet. And there's like a babbling brook stream that runs through the entrance to the house, which is really nice. So one of the things that I added when I first came in was you do get some decent planting in this house. So there's quite a few trees and shrubs and things, but nowhere near as much as you can see here. So I've added quite a few flowers, shrubs, and things like that, just to give some more interest really to the planting. So I'll take you through some of the things that I've added. So here, first of all, you can see my painted stone frog. I thought he was really cute, so I put him here next to the stream because it kind of made sense that, you know, you'd have a frog, probably not that size, but a frog next to the stream. You can't get through here. I did try. The devs have walled that off, but I did try. I will also show you something else when we get to the other side of here, which I think is really cool that the devs did with this house. So there's quite a bit of dense planting here. I decided to put this bonfire over here. So I really like the lighting effect of it, and you know, it's got the smoke and everything coming off it, and I just thought it was kind of a nice addition. I've also put a fishing place here, so there's like fishing poles and fish that's been caught here. Now, what I think is really cool about this, if you look down here, what the devs have done is they've actually added in some animated deer. Now, you can't actually get down there. If you try, you just instantly die, because I've already explored that. So this isn't actually part of the house, but what I really like is that the devs have tried to make it feel like it is part of the landscape as opposed to just, you know, an instanced thing. So it's really nice. What you'll also see in this house, if you decide to get it as well, is there's a lot of furry little creatures running around. So you've got like squirrels, rabbits, all kinds of things that you see sort of ambling around on this cottage, which I think is really sweet. So this is up to the entrance of the house, and I got these two statues ages ago. So this is the statue of the Nord hero, and I love the lighting effects on these statues, and I decided to put them here. So you've got the Nord hero here, and then you've got the elven hero over on this side, and I really love the fact that her eyes are glowing on that, and the stance is really cool. So they kind of look like they're about to go into battle against one another, which I thought was really, it was an interesting feature as you sort of walk up to the house, and I really do like the lighting on there. And you are seeing the benefit of the lighting now, because it is quite it's coming into darkness here in the house. There's this ritual stone. I planted that here, and then I put a load of grass and shrubbery and stuff around it to make it look like it had been there for a long time. I added some rocks and stones to make the landscape a little bit more interesting, and a load of flowers and stuff like that. There's quite a few beehives as well around here. You'll also notice here there's a feed spot. So if I just use that a minute, what happens is you can put some food down, and then it'll attract more of the little creatures. So you can see there's a little squirrel that's just appeared over here, and a little rabbit. So if you use those feeding spots, it attracts the woodland creatures to come out and sort of say hello, which I think is really cute. So yeah, then they're all animated and stuff. So there's a little March hare there, which is really sweet. So those feeding spots are unique to this house. I haven't seen that in another house we've had previously. So that's something that the devs have added. I've put quite a few of these beehives around because I just love I love the architecture of them, and the fact that, you know, you can have them animated, so you can actually see the bees coming in and out. And there's different styles of them. So that's the larger one, and this is obviously the smaller one. I had to put my statue of RK here because I love this statue. I just think it's a beautiful statue, and I felt like this landscape was kind of crying out for something. It's a sort of a feature point, if you like, here. So I put my statue of RK there, and some little butterflies fluttering around as well, which are really cute. So on the outside of this house, you can see it is covered with quite a lot of ivy. And like I say, I have densely planted this area. There's a few more Skyrim beehives around the back as well. And I just put some barrels and stuff here. And again, I put some of this really, really pretty pink, sort of like climbing ivy, I guess, at the side of the house. I've forgotten what the name of this is, but it is really, really pretty. So I put that in quite a few places around the house. Oh, there's a little badger there. And I put some fencing and stuff down here. And then the outside of this house has two sort of decked areas, which you can see here. And again, I put some more planting down. So I love these little blue flowers because they actually are lighting effects as well. So you don't need a lot of them because they are quite bright, but they do make a big difference to, you know, the ambience of a landscape when you do put them down, and the big sunflowers and things like that. So I put quite a bit of planting around here, around these decked areas. And then I turn them both into sort of seating areas. And I also put this trellis along the side, and then this canopy. I built this canopy over the top to sort of shade it during the sun. You know, when it's hot and sunny in the day, it gives that little sort of a shaded area to sit and eat. And there's some sweet rolls. You know, you can't have an Elder Scrolls game without sweet rolls, and some wine there. So you can sit and enjoy some sweet treats on this side, and it's kind of mirrored on the other side. So on this side I built another sort of trellis that comes out from the house, put some wind chimes up there, and again another seating area. This one though has cheese and wine for you to enjoy on this side, so it's sweet and savoury. You can decide which side that you want to sit on. But yeah, it's kind of nice little sweet seating areas. I also put these stone plinths in. These were not here when you buy the house. It is literally just the platforms themselves. There's nothing that grows out of it, and I thought that, you know, putting a trellis over the top of it would make it look kind of nice, make it more like an arbour. And again, another wooden plinth on this side. So that's kind of what I did with the outside of the house. As I say, the entrance, I put quite a bit of ivy and planting and stuff around here, and there's a really nice ornate sort of statue here of a knight, which I've kind of tried to embed in the ivy to make it look like it's been there for a long time. And a nice little decorative print there on the door, which I like. So we're going to go inside now and have a look at the interior of the cottage. So if I just open this, we can go inside. So it's kind of a very simplistic layout. It's kind of a T-shaped. So you've got obviously this entrance when you come in, and then you've got the two sort of side rooms, if you like, over to the edges. So I put kind of a lot of decorations and stuff in here. So I went for a lot of Colovian furnishings in here because I really like the aesthetic of it, and I felt like it fitted with the, you know, the ambience and the architecture of the house. So we've got some Colovian bookcases here. I love this King's Treasure Trove. I dug that up. That was an antiquity that I found. Hugely ornate. The devs really went to town on this. I think it's beautifully sort of ornate and very, very pretty. So I thought that I would put that there, given that it, you know, I had to actually go out and find it and dig it up. Again, ebony fox. I think that was an antiquity as well that I found somewhere, but yeah, I put that there on a table. There's some really nice sort of paintings and stuff. The devs have sort of been outdoing themselves lately with the paintings. So I've put quite a few of those up or around from various areas from Skyrim. This is the scribing altar. So you could come in here and do some scribing of your skills. And again, I think the devs did a really nice job of this in terms of the design of it. And I put some scrolls and a skull and some other bits and pieces on here as well, because actually you can place things on the altar, because in a lot of the crafting stations you can't do that, but with this one you can, which I think was a really nice touch from the devs. This is the book of how to scribe on, so in case you've forgotten, you can read the book and remind yourself how to scribe. This side I kind of put, because it's right next to the fireplace, I decided to put sort of the kitchen area over here. So you've got some fish there smoking in the fire. We've got an enchanted coat of arms there above the fireplace, because why not? And then some, like I said, because I went Colovian, there's a lot of grapes and stuff here because it's obviously wine growing country. So whole big basket of grapes there, some honeycomb from when the bees from outside, and some more cheese and grapes and stuff. And of course, plenty of wine. And yes, I had to add it, the cheese board There's loads and loads of cheeses there on the shelving for those from the Colovian section. I really like that the devs kind of added that, so I had to put all the cheese wheels up there. And I kind of like this wine rack as well because it's unusual. And again, it was added under the Colovian furnishings, and I just think it's more interesting, than some of the traditional wine racks that we've got. So I put that in there as well. And then I did this table, and I really, really like this hollow sole arrangement. It's a really nice table decoration. It's something that we're lacking in the game. So previously, if I wanted a table arrangement, then, I would have to cobble something together of my own. But this is one of the first ones that we've ever had that the devs have given us. And I think it's really nice. And it's got, the lighting feature with the candles and everything on it, which I think is really cool. And again, some more cheese, beautiful turkey there. So Christmas, Thanksgiving's coming up, so yeah, you have to have a turkey on the table, and some nice iridescent glowing drink. You're brave if you drink that. I'm not sure what's in it. We won't ask any questions, but it glows in the dark. There's a place here for us to sit, and you can read if you want to. You can read your apocryphal tome if you want, your enchanted books, while you sit by this beautiful Colovian lamp. And you've got a very simple bed. I used the bed here from elsewhere just because I really like the bedspread on it. And there's loads of different beds that I could have chosen, but I felt like the Colovian beds were a little bit too big and ornate for the size of this house, so I chose this one instead. And I really like the mirror, the Colovian mirror. It reminds me of, the magic mirrors that you used to see in Disney movies. I think that's like a really cool, again, ornate design, so I put one of those up on the wall. And there's some Colovian rugs and stuff as well, dotted around the place. So it's not a huge house, but it is a really nice small cottage that I think you could do quite a lot with if you wanted to. And there's obviously a lot of things that you could do with this. You could even not use it as a house and use it as a crafting home. I've already made a load of crafting homes in my houses. So I just fancy doing, a traditional sort of home this time around. But if you are interested in picking this up, it is now available. It only came out this week. So if you're interested in getting hold of the Hiddenspring Cottage, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful little house. Oh yeah, and here's my St. Bernard dog. I love St. Bernards. They're gorgeous dogs. So this is probably one of my favourite pets in the game. My friend used to have 2 of these, and they are beautiful dogs. They have lovely temperaments, but they're absolutely massive. And at the time, because this is going back quite a few years, they didn't make dog beds that were big enough for them because they're so huge. And so what you had to do at the end is you just had to get 2 3-seater sofas, one for each of them, and they basically use those as their beds. So yeah, they're beautiful dogs, but yeah, huge. You need a big house to have one of those because they're massive. So yeah, that is the Hiddenspring Cottage. If you're interested in getting it, go and check it out in the Crown store. And I really enjoyed making over this house, and I hope that if you get it, you enjoy it too. Thanks for watching.